Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Shogun Episode 6, Ladies of the Willow World. In this episode, Lady Ochiba returns to Osaka in order to accelerate the region's campaign against Toranaga. Meanwhile, in Ajiro, Toranaga tests Mariko's loyalty to his cause. So this episode definitely, as the title suggests, focuses on all the ladies that are part of this show. We really get to see and spend the most time with both of our, I would say, protagonist and antagonist. Uh, so we have Fumi Nakaido as Lady Ochiba no Kara, Ana Sawai as Tora Mariko. We have Moeka Oshi as Usami Fuji, who we've met in the past. She is John's consort, I believe it's called. We also have Yuka Kori as Kiku, who we've also seen in the past, but definitely we get a lot of time in this episode at the brothel. We also have Hiroyuki Sanada as Yoshi Taranaga, Cosmo Jarvis as John Blackthorne, Tadanobu Asano as Kashigi Yabushige, who is Toranaga's right-hand man, kind of. I don't know, he's got his own politics, and Takahiro Hira as Ishido Kazunari, who is the main antagonist when it comes to the Regent side. All right, so after everything that happened in the last episode, big earthquake, Toranaga's life once again saved by John. We get a flashback to Asuchi Castle 22 years ago, where we see a young Mariko as a child interacting with pretty much a lot of the people that we're seeing now, but we get to see her with her father as well. Now, we learned about the shame from last episode, and you know that her father brought to her, and the reason that she married Bontaro. But then we also get to see that wedding, which looks great. All the costuming, like from the get go, this show just really had great. It made everything look and hopefully feel very authentic. I'm not the best person qualified to do that, but to me, it feels like they're paying a lot of attention to all the details. And just from what I've seen online and other reviews and stuff, and other people more qualified to talk about that, that seems to be the general consensus. Uh, like I said, we experienced the aftermath of the earthquake. Because of his actions, John is promoted to like admiral or like the whatever the rank is. He's kind of like the commander now of the armies, at least for the Cannon Regiment. But he also has his own. John's been trying to leave Japan, right? For a while. He just wants his ship. He wants his crewmates back. Those poor crewmates, I don't even know what they can be doing. Granted, they are pirates, but man, oh man, they've had a rough from episode one. Um, we also see that Ishido's starting to move on Toranaga's allies. He has a few. He takes a few people hostage. He doesn't believe they're hostages, but they definitely feel like they're hostages. Um, Also, we see that the church is also thinking about moving against Lady Ochiba because they don't really trust her. It is widely known that she hates the church. Um, then we also kind of see a flashback to everything that Lady Ochiba went through her life, and this is kind of what I mean, where this is a very an episode that is very centric to the female cast here because we get to see Mariko as she's kind of her upbringing. We also get to see Lady Chiba. We learn a lot about her motivations, which I think is very interesting. Um, so I'm glad that the show has focused on not just the characters that we've been following along, but I've always considered Mariko the third lead of the show. Like all three of them are co-leads of the show. So I'm very glad that the show chose to focus on that. Uh, the council keeps trying to bring in their fifth, fill in the spot left by Toranaga, so they can finally, get rid of him and officially get rid of him. Uh, and they asked Lord Ito, who is an actor. We do get to see a play, which I also find that very cool. Like just how they, even in the times of war and struggle, they would take the time for like this is what entertainment was. So they see a play. Um, Toranaga is warned of the council siege. We get to see one of his people ride out and give him a warning. Uh, Also, Mariko has arranged that John as part of his promotion, he got a gift from Lord Toranaga to kind of spend the night at a brothel. They keep trying to have John pillow, which is a very interesting term. But yeah, they keep trying to get him to, like, I guess, take the stress off. I don't know. I guess Toranaga just wants to keep him happy or at least subdued. So he arranges a visit at the brothel, which leads to a like very interesting sequence of events. Um, Toranaga then also explains to Mariko, like, her plan, like her father's plan was for her to survive. That's why he did everything that he did, all the shame that he might have brought to his own name. It was all so that she would survive, because Mariko is the one that's supposed to lead this fight alongside Yoshi Toranaga. Um, Also, the Council of Regents tries to vote in this fifth Lord Ito, but Sugiyama refuses, which kind of puts a wrench in all their plans. And they move swiftly with this. They I love that they blame everything on bandits. Like, they just had license to get rid of whoever they wanted because they could blame it on bandits. So they killed Sugiyama and his people. So now they also have to replace him, I guess, on the council. But now at this point, the council is just Ishido's and Lady Ochiba's puppets. Um, we get to the scene where at the brothel, and it's just, there's a little bit of tension, but there's also just like this interesting calm for that scene. John, as much as he may or may not want to, continues to learn about the traditions and why they do things in a certain way. Lady Kiku is very much in this place to facilitate, I think, connection between Mariko and John, which is interesting. I think this is part of the test that Toranaga has for Mariko. Um, their relationship is so weird and intertwined, but the show really is handling that, I think, very well. Um, so in the end, after John leaves the brothel the next morning, everyone's kind of there to see him off, including like some of the people, including like some of the Yoshi Toranaga's people, like the nephew's there, and I feel like the nephew has been kind of having a connection with Lady Kiku, so like it seems like he's jealous. I think he's been jealous of John for a while now because of all the attention that he's getting from Yoshi. Um, I guess they call him nephew, but he's Yoshi's son. So I think he feels very threatened and jealous, and I think that's kind of bubbling up to the surface. And this whole sequence of events also kind of accelerate that, I feel. And then at the end, we have a conversation with Lord Ito with Lord Ishido and Lady Ochiba, and she finally reveals the motivation of why she hates Yoshi so much, why she's so adamant about bringing him down, and it's all related to the death of her husband. She believes that it was all a plot by Yoshi to take him out. I don't believe so. I feel like Yoshi is probably the most honorable in the show, and that could be his downfall. But now we know what her motivation is, at least. And also, we get to see that Yoshi is also fine. As he learns of Sugiyama's dead, he realizes that the council will stop at nothing to kill him. And he understands that he's got to move. And they're going to put a plan into place that they've had to storm Osaka one time and just take everyone out, redo the government. Yoshi does not want to become a shogun, but I think I feel like he's kind of being forced upon that. So we'll see how that plays out with everything else that's going on. So yeah, another great episode of Shogun. I really enjoyed this one. This show is just magnificent, probably the best thing on TV at the moment for me. So yeah, if you have seen this, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone.